Hello, hello, hello. How you guys doing out there? I am Grandmaster Evan, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media here on YouTube. Authors, science fiction authors have seen things ahead of time, way before we were all born, you know. And myself, I also like to read a good book and watch a good movie. I just got done playing Watch Dogs 2. See, the creators of Watch Dogs 2 were basically video game authors, science fiction, kind of like Stanley Kubrick, John Carpenter, George Lucas. These guys were ahead of their time. You know. See, like I said, I got done playing Watch Dogs 2. It's one of my favorite games because, like Watch Dogs, the franchise was dedicated to Anonymous. You know, I've said this and kind of like that term. You know, in the game Watch Dogs 2, the character of Dusan Nemec, he's the CTO of, Invite or Bloom. CTO of Bloom. Bloom CTO. And he gets his hands into everything, you know. He's telling the FBI what to do. He's behind everything. He's the Bloom, Invite, Tide. Well, not. Let's see. There's Invite. There's Bloom. There's other one. All equivalent to, say, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Apple, and Tesla. And these companies, Silicon Valley companies, okay, all throw in money in this game. And two people, one who is CEO of Invite, and one's the CTO of Bloom. Now, in this scene of a game, they're blackmailing a politician. And his name is Thrust. Something Thrust. He's a U.S. senator or congressman, whatever his name is, or whatever his spot is in White House or D.C. So what happens now? Now, some of you all have played the game yourselves and kind of know what's going on here. Watch Dogs is ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. You know, John Carpenter did a movie called They Live. It had Roddy Piper in that movie. The 80s was about consumption. No, consumerism. Consumerism. Bow down, obey. Go to sleep, watch TV. Obey. Stanley Kubrick made good movies that really. His last movie was Eyes Wide Shut, which his last movie before he died. That was his last movie he directed, and he was a pioneer, like George Lucas and John Carpenter. Now, George Lucas, He did Star Wars. He created Star Wars. He was the guy that. But this was a time of the Vietnam War era. The Vietnam War, Watergate. So when you look at these tech companies in Silicon Valley, they are the modern day rubber barons, technocrats. And they want to they have a special interest. Banks have a special interest. Tech Silicon Valley has their interest. Law enforcement has their interest, and they're lobbyists. Law enforcement isn't a corporation, they're a law enforcement agency. Okay, they're not a corporation, they're not a business, but they do have lobbyists, folks. Now, like I said, I love a good book. I've read 1984, I've read The Art of War, and I read a book about J. Edgar Hoover, all kinds of stuff that I could get my hands on. Watch a good movie like there's movies that do tell the truth to a certain degree, but not all of it, because if the person who's directing the movie, that movie would never be made. The government would step in. It's just like a book. If you write a book, okay, if you write a book, and the book, it could be a fiction. The names can change, but the same scenario is the same. It wouldn't matter if it's a male protagonist or a female protagonist, a female villain or a male villain, or villains, or protagonists in these books or movies. See, I've always been a big fan of movies that do give the middle finger to certain groups. And now, if you look at movies like Shooter, okay, V for Vendetta, The Fugitive, okay, The Fugitive. You call it Manchurian Candidate, Network. If you look at the movies by Stanley Kubrick, The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, The Shining, Eyes Wide Shut. A lot of these movies push the boundaries. Now, if you look at Eyes Wide Shut, the movie that got him killed. People are wondering, did Tom Cruise have Stanley Kubrick killed because he made that movie, Eyes Wide Shut? That is the question. Did he die of natural causes? Did Tom Cruise have him killed because he made this movie about the Illuminati? Or was he killed because each movie was exposing something and nobody got it but Big Brother? Or people that are part of the Big Brother establishment and shit. So it's all these questions here, certain people. There is a movie, okay, a movie back in the 30s. Just like Eyes Wide Shut. This movie was made. The director and producer and the scriptwriter were all killed. All killed. And now, telling the truth, I mean, look at video games. Look at video games. GTA 5, okay? Watch Dogs franchise. Assassin's Creed. If you look at Homefront 1 and 2, the first Homefront from 2011, and Homefront the Revolution, the sequel, which came out in 2016, same year as Watch Dogs 2. Now, the third Watch Dogs came out about a couple of years back or so, or maybe even a year ago. The establishment is tired of the little guy pushing back and actually kicking some ass. The powers that be, like when now if you think about it, fear is a tool to use to control you, to make sure that you're in line and compliant. See, when George Lucas created Star Wars, when he did the Star Wars franchise, started it, Darth Vader said the Emperor uses fear to keep people in line. No, wait, that was Grand Moff Tarkin. He said that the Emperor uses fear to keep systems in line. This is about government. This is about corporations that threw money for their own special interest. And they want to keep the little guy down. The ones who's paying all, working, paying all the taxes, doing all the work, paying all the taxes, while the wealthy is making money off the back of the workers who's paying all the taxes, doing all the work, working overtime. And, you gotta wonder, okay? You gotta wonder if all this is... See, corporations want lobbyists. They need lobbyists. Law enforcement need lobbyists because they need lobbyists to protect themselves. Okay, they use lobbyists for a reason. Okay, now there's a thing that was enacted in 1982 that if there's a joint force between federal and state, and if somebody out of the blue gets shot or killed who's innocent, there's a immunity. They say, well, this was done under federal, or this was done under state. Mostly, police officers would say, well, this was done under federal, so... But that needs to be abolished, because that there, police officers take advantage of this shit. They use it for advantage, for a reason, to protect themselves from going to prison for murder. So this thing keeps cops out of the courtroom, because that still puts the blue wall of silence and the thin blue line still in play. Well, I say we need to get rid of the thin blue line. We need to get rid of the blue wall of silence. Okay? If, for example, if you were stopped driving, walking, name it, and a police officer stops you, want to know your ID, wants to see your ID, and even though you ask for what crime it is, for what crime that they're being for, a police officer will still continue to repeat themselves. I want to see your ID. I want to see your ID. Give me your ID. Give me your ID. Unless if there was a crime. Okay. Now, you as a citizen wants to know what crime did you commit, was committed, for you to show your ID. A police officer, here's the one thing that would really make an officer mad. If an officer says, I want to see your ID, you say, is that a request or a demand? And that would really piss them off. See, law enforcement, like corporations, like government, they want it one way, their way. But if we, the people, say anything or do anything to try to get the truth, then there's a thing called retaliation. You could go to a department or a sheriff's department and you make a report on a officer named Freddy McNutsek, badge number 12345. What's the reason for the report? Freddy McNutless harassed me, did this and that. I got on tape, and then when it gets back to the officer, they're going to retaliate against you because you turned them in. You reported them. And police officers will try to retaliate against you. It's like if you work for a corporation, say you've been there for 5 years, 10 years. That's good, 10 years. No problem at all. But you report wrongdoing, okay? That company will do whatever it takes to ruin you. They will do whatever it takes to ruin you. Because if you turn someone in who's higher up, or if you're an officer that turns you let an officer in because they fucked up and you didn't like how the person was treated, then they're going to retaliate against you because they're keeping that blue wall of silence and that thin blue line. Some people join the force because they love the power, they love the corruption, that they could just do what they fucking want. They don't care about the Constitution. When they raise their hand up, they're lying out their ass. They're not really, when they say yes, they're actually saying no. I don't swear to protect the Constitution. I don't swear to uphold the law. I don't swear to protect someone's rights. Now, when that happens, and mine is, I'm going to violate your right. I'm going to make sure that you're locked up for so long, your family ain't going to see you. If you got kids, oh well. If you have a wife, big fucking deal. We'll be visiting her later, when you're long and gone. She should be our property. See, they don't care about your rights. When they swear, it's a no. I don't swear. When they say yes, it's a no. Period. They're good cops that do take their job seriously. They're all seriously. But there's a big bad apples. that they would go as far as rise up to a position where they're gonna protect themselves, protect themselves and their fellow officer, because it's them against everybody else. They don't care. They don't care. It's anyone in power. See, now, when somebody is higher up in power, whether it's in law enforcement, it's in as a executive for a corporation, or if you're part of the Silicon Valley mob, mafia, you have that power, and you don't want to lose it because you enjoy having it. But the biggest fear is they fear to lose it. They fear to lose it because they know that they could lose it like that at any time. Anytime. But whether you're in law enforcement, if you work in banking or the Silicon Valley, whatever, and it's high up in the corporation food chain, when they reach the top of the peak of any government or corporate job, they will do is they will make the deal with the devil without batting an eye and not giving a shit. Okay? This is what these authors, writers, and they write about it because they know for a fact. Sometimes they will do whatever it took. Now, here's the thing. There's a thing between WWE and AEW. Okay, AEW is really giving the WWE a big competition. Now, there was a report that Vince McMahon sent cops in to stop taping, because Vince McMahon, for a long time, he was the big dog in the wrestling business. Okay. Now, AEW is on TNT. Okay. You have guys like Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, Matt Hardy in AEW. Chris Jericho is in AEW. And the reason why some of these wrestlers want to leave the WWE, they want to have some control, creative freedom, where they could expand their creativity. If you're a wrestler in the WWE, you don't have any kind of creative freedom, because here's the thing: you may have an idea, it's a good idea. Either somebody will take it as they'll put like, well, good idea. Here, I'll put my little box here of idea. They'll do that, and they'll give it to somebody else. Somebody else. And that is taking someone else's idea and giving it to somebody else, so they can run with that shit. And Vince McMahon, he's up there. He's about almost in his mid 70s and shit. The guy should retire. Okay, this guy he's running his company in the ground. I mean, is he smart at what he's doing? Yeah, he is. But over time, fans are not happy the way he's running his company and his shows. viewership have been kind of fluctuating, fluctuating as shit. NXT is pretty good. And I think that NXT should be its own brand. Be its own brand. Instead of being a minor league wrestling business, be its own brand. I think that Vince McMahon should sell off WCW and ECW. He don't need those two. I mean, he has three brands, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. NXT became his own brand. But it's greed, envy, and vindictiveness that Vince McMahon has. Because another company comes in and really gives him a run for his money. Now, I've always been a big fan of competition. Fair play, fair, and I always feel like, if you want to run a business, anyone can compete. Anyone, and you want to compete. Compete. When you compete against another company, okay, hear me out. They're going to try to put you out of business as fast as they can, quickly as they can. You want to try to be able to compete against other companies in the same class, same industry. Now the auto industry is becoming a dog-eat-dog world. Like back in the day when John DeLorean, he built his car. It's the baddest car. And he was competing with Ferrari. Not a bad idea. He was competing with Ferrari, Porsche, with the DMC-12. A good car. It's a Pugo. The engine was a V6. It was putting out about 200 horsepower, about 200 horsepower or under 200 horsepower. And it did pretty good. It was the third or fourth fastest car of that time. It went against Ferrari, Porsche, and another car company. And it was stainless steel, Gulf wing doors, mid-engine, and it was a pretty good car. Pretty good. You could do a engine swap. You could put a 3.8 liter Buick V6. You could put a LS motor in it. And you put a Pontiac motor, Chevy engine, Ford, Dodge, whatever it is, and the car can still kick ass, still run, But what happened? The feds got involved. The feds got involved. I mean, how come they didn't do that with other companies that came in? At the same time. John DeLorean wasn't competing against any American car makers. He was competing against Ferrari, Porsche. There's about a couple more, and it did pretty good. It was like putting out under 200 or around 200 horsepower. Gullwing doors, stainless steel, pretty good. And I had this theory that the big three automakers, Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors, like they did with Tucker, put him out of business, accuse him of a lot of shit that he didn't do. The feds got involved. IRS got involved. But John Z. DeLorean was a guy that was a maverick. Now, Elon Musk, Elon Musk. Tesla, a car that's electric, that could go 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, faster than the Dodge Challenger Demon, that could go 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. But the Tesla went about 2.1 to 2.2 seconds, 0 to 60. The EV cars are really making a hit. Now, back in the day, automakers didn't want anything to do with EV cars. Gas companies and oil companies didn't want to get involved either. Because a lot of the cars that were EVs, these companies, gas and oil companies, they were afraid of losing money. Gas was a commodity. So was oil. Oil was a huge commodity. That's why there's about 8 to 9 countries that have oil. Vietnam, Venezuela, Mexico, Middle East, and it's the American corporations that want that oil. The reason is now. Here's where I see it: the war on terror was just a ruse for two things: oil, take over oil, take out 5 countries in 7 years, or 7 countries in 5 years, which they didn't, which failed, because Syria, they survivor. They survived. They couldn't do anything with Syria because Bashar al-Assad, he's there. Gaddafi. Why did he die? Because NATO, the French. The reason Gaddafi died is that because he no longer took the American dollar. Because of Nixon taking us off the gold standard, the petrodollar was backed by absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why did Saddam really die? He didn't attack us. No. They killed him because he refused to accept the dollar. Even though he had nothing to do with 9/11. They killed him because he quit accepting the dollar. If you were any country that refuses to take the dollar, your time as prime minister or president could be up. And you will be dead. Ask Gaddafi and Saddam. Well, we can't because they're already dead. Muammar Gaddafi was creating a currency called the dinar. Gold coin, dinar. He did something that you never thought out here. Free energy, free housing, healthcare. Now, all this shit was under Hillary's and Obama's watch. They wanted Gaddafi gone because Gaddafi said, fuck you, you keep your dollar. We'll have our own currency. We don't need your fucking dollar. And he was in Libya for over 40 plus years, almost 50 years. And that's when all the crap about Benghazi happened. Hillary was a war profiteer. Okay, she was a war tyrant. She loved war. she wouldn't give a rat's ass if our own soldiers died. If you died, she'll make her own she'll make her millions off your dead body, or the body of your sons and daughters and husband and whatever. That's what it's all about money, power, corruption to the very top, to the bottom. Whether you're in the banking industry, if you're a career in politics, or if you're a technocrat, if you own companies in Silicon Valley. Oh yeah. So the thing is, a lot of authors knew ahead of the time. Even George Orwell. George Orwell was a smart guy. He knew shit was going to happen long before he even knew it. Leonardo da Vinci. He was the Nicholas Tesla of the Renaissance in Italy. He built weapons like tanks and ships, and he was a painter. He did study of anatomy. He was took out the trade. Studied anatomy, painted, built war weapons like tanks and shit, and warships, all kinds of shit. He was the first one to build a Gatling, which it was not called a Gatling, but it fired huge, round balls, cast iron ball or iron balls that were about that size, and he fired. They're like miniature-sized cannonballs and shit. And I was asked one time, what would happen if the 13 families all of a sudden just croaked, gone, no longer in control? Well, if the 13 families were not in control, then we would rebuild our world. We would reorganize. Yeah, we would reorganize. And so, if we reorganize, if the 13 families were no longer around, no longer in power, how would the world be after? Well, there would be no poverty. We would help the third world countries, that are starving. Kids are starving, No work. See, the thing is, I talked to a guy. He was a scammer. And India, Nigeria, all of them. I actually had a good conversation with this guy. And he says he does scam people. He makes money, but finding a regular job is hard because the leader, the person in charge of his country, ain't got the balls to actually create something for the people. It's all about him. Venezuela, Maduro needs to go. See, this proves, okay, look at Venezuela. This proves that socialism does not work. Socialism is where the country, the government takes over everything. Food, water, medicine, you name it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a democratic socialist cunt. She wants the government to take over everything and spread the wealth. Well, I'm sorry. If I was busting my ass for all these years, for a long time, and I reach a point where I'm comfortable, I get promoted, over time I'm at the top where I've busted my ass. I get a raise each time I get promoted. It would help me, and at that level where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable where, as long as my bills are paid, the food's on the table, there's a roof over my family's head, I'm happy. Then, if someone says, well, if you're comfortable and you're making all this money, why not just share it with the ones who are not like you, who didn't bust their ass like you did? Well, that's called socialism. It's called fascism. It's called communism, because the words may be different, but it's the same. It's the same. Fascism, socialism, and communism. It's all one and the fucking same. Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, Maduro, Mao Zedong, Castro. All were communist, socialist, and fascist. Because they think of themselves and not you, the people. Hillary would have, if she would have won the election, she would have made things worse now. She would have taken away everything according to the Bill of Rights. She would have taken everything away from you. She would continue Obama's 8-year bullshit more. She would continue that Obama doctrine bullshit, you know. And every Democrat in the Senate and Congress, they knew about the plan. They wanted the plan. See, when Hillary lost, the plan was foiled when Donald Trump won and became president. If you go back years ago, what he's been saying now, he said it then. But some of you weren't fucking listening. You refused to listen. You refused to pull your head out of your fucking fat ass. What he was saying the same shit then as he was now. We're tired of giving away our money to countries that don't fucking need it. You have people who are at a hard time. And he was saying things that they were thinking. Saying the same shit that we're all thinking. If y'all ever read the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu, Sun Tzu was a good general. Number one. Number two, he was a good observer. He saw things, and he had every general from around the world read this book, The Art of War. Even executives in a corporate level, they read this book. is the book that really puts the meaning of tactical advantage. Tactical advantage, tactical planning, political, military, political, well, strategy. In politics, corporate world, you name it, whatever job you're doing, this book, The Art of War, was used as a platform for any executive, any general. This book should be number top 3 books ever written in this world. Sun Tzu was a observer, one smart observer, one smart general. If he was alive today, he would probably be Donald Trump's second in command, and would have observed a good spot to pick a very good strategic spot. If he was alive during the Revolutionary War, we would have kicked Britain's ass within a couple of years. See, Britain, very well trained. But if Sun Tzu was alive at the time, he was a very good, smart strategist. Technical genius. Very observed. Now, if Vlad the Emperor was alive and not a bloodthirsty tyrant guy, the guy was pretty good militarily. Like Sun Tzu. Like George Patton, Eisenhower, Napoleon. During the War of Independence, we would probably get the war for our independence within a year or two, about a year and a half, because both these were strategic, smart generals, very observant, but tough as fucking nails. Patton would just rolled in and kicked King George in the balls and says, "Hey, not while I'm alive, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick your ass all the way back to the fucking pond. King George, king these nuts, bitch." And it's all these things that we're dealing with now. We got fucking politicians. We got people in Congress have no fucking idea what the fucking do, folks. Saying have no idea what the fucking do. Instead of continuously this thing against the president, how about pull your head out of your ass? Open your fucking eyes and ears, folks. Cause look, the president has done something that not even Obama would have fucking done. Period. Obama would have done it worse. Stupid ass. Biden will lose. He will fucking lose. Biden, look, let's talk about Biden, okay? Sleepy Joe, Pedo Biden. Pedo Biden. John the Pedo Biden. Pervert Joe. Pervert Joe Biden. Now, he's having trouble. Like Hillary. Her health is not what it used to be. She couldn't last 4 years, okay? She wouldn't last for 4 years. Biden ain't gonna win. He's gonna fucking lose, dude. He'll lose. The guy couldn't write anything if he wanted to that was good, pretty good. He has people that write for his stupid ass. Okay? They write for his stupid ass. I mean, if you think about it, plus the guy cannot keep his hands to himself. This is why Joe Biden will fucking lose. This motherfucker will lose. And Adam Schiff wants to do another impeachment. I mean, you could tell. But here's the thing. Once a president is impeached, that's it. That's done and over with. But if he is acquitted, look, back the fuck off. Understand this. The Democrats tried everything, time and time again, and failed time and time again. When can they pull their head out of their fucking ass and actually get some fucking job done? For 4 years, they didn't do fucking shit. They didn't do fucking shit for 4 fucking years. If some of you who are watching this, and you're Democrat, and anything otherwise, you've been fucking mentally brain fucked. Your mind's been, you've been so politically mind fucked. I mean, literally, politically skull fucked. Because here's the thing: some of you are just falling for this shit. The media. I mean, come on, God, the media fucking sucks, folks. The media is lying to you, motherfuckers, and you're letting it get to you. Oh my God, what's gonna happen when it's all over? Who's gonna open up the states? Here's the thing. Here's a fact, okay, folks? This corona bullshit, yeah, people got sick. People have died. Or have they really... Now, here's my question for you guys. The numbers are fucked up, okay? We have about 1.5 million cases of this shit. And how many actually died of coronavirus? And how many died of natural shit like diabetes, polio, cancer, AIDS and HIV, heart problems, kidney problems, and had their certificate of death as coronavirus of reason of death, when the person may have died of kidney failure, pancreatic cancer, AIDS, you name it, whatever it is. Then all of a sudden you're dead. Doctor says, well, they died of this of this reason. Let's put it COVID-19, aka coronavirus. Now, the numbers don't add up. Now, they're saying is, one doctor said, he'll on live TV, fear is what it is used to control people. Okay? Think about this. Grand Admiral Tarkin said to Vader, the Emperor uses fear to keep systems in line. Okay? Now, the doctor said fear is used to keep people in line, to control people. To control people. Okay? If you understood this, okay, a lot of this crap has been going on for a long, long time, okay? People are tired, okay? Now, here's one thing that Bill Gates fucking said that pissed me off. He said that, now, this was about people getting back to the church. Back to whatever, what's going on. He says, this might not happen ever again. That means he wants to get rid of your churches, your synagogues. Okay? He wants to wipe every church off this fucking land. This country was built on religious freedom, okay? We all have that freedom of religion, right, folks? Whether you're a Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, you name it, Jew, Hindu, Sikh, whatever. He wants to keep it from happening again, where none of you will go back and congregate at church again. He wants to end that shit. I say, fuck him. Keep going to church. We need God, man. What do you fucking God? Fuck Bill Gates, okay? Fuck Bill Gates. Fuck Bill Gates, man. This guy's a fucking asshole. He's a co-founder of Microsoft. He ain't a founder. Scams are happening, folks. Scams are happening. Look, these NS95 masks, you guys need them. We need them. Okay? Now, the thing is, what pisses me off is that if you go out by yourself, and you ain't around nobody, you could get arrested for that, right? You go to the beach. Well, I'm by myself. I'm gonna just kind of chill right here. All of a sudden, you're arrested for not wearing a mask or staying inside your house, right? What is this now? This virus crap has turned 2020 into 1984. If you ain't wearing your mask, if you ain't in your home, guess what, kid? Guess what, folks? You're going to get a cop's boot on the back of your fucking neck. Okay? People are already turning on each other. See something, say something. Right? They got that say something bullshit. If you see something, say something. If you see this, say something. Don't waste my fucking time. No. Waste my time, I'll kick in the fucking balls, dude. I will kick in the fucking balls. Waste my fucking time. I mean, it's getting out of hand. Even law enforcement, cops. There's a good majority of them that's infected with coronavirus and dumbassery. No, I'm sorry. Coronavirus and idiocracy. Fucking idiots. It pisses me off. I mean, it does. It pisses me off because, look, I'm in my house. I'm in my room. Okay. If I feel like going to the store, I'm going to the store, dude. Am I sick? No. Do I have the symptoms? No. Why? Because I'm an asshole. The reason I ain't sick is I'm a stubborn motherfucker. I'm an asshole. I'm proud to be an asshole. I mean, shit. If you guys think I'm an asshole, give me about 15 likes. Or whatever. But do not forget to hit the bell for notification. Leave a like, subscribe, please share this video with everyone you know. And I tell you what, 6 feet. Look, 6 feet. I could bust a nut from 6 feet away, dude. You know, I mean, it is stupid here, folks. I mean, yeah, we want to stay safe. We want to stay healthy. We don't want to be sick, okay, folks? We do not want to be sick. We want to be healthy, okay? Be healthy. I want to see my folks be healthy. I want to see my son stay healthy. I want to be healthy. I want my son's mom to be healthy. I want my sister and her family to be healthy. I want my niece and nephews to be healthy. I want my brother-in-law to be healthy. I want everybody in this world to be healthy. I want them to be safe. Be safe. Look, whether you look, whether you're my critic or a fan of mine, I want everybody to be healthy. Okay, look, yeah, we're in a bad shit right now, but I pray for everybody to get healthy, to recover. So when this is all said and done over with, everybody can go back to work, back to school, whatever. Just be safe, be healthy. I'm praying for you guys out there. Please be safe. Please be healthy. And by the way, make sure you take your vitamin C and D and shit. Make sure you drink your orange juice. Make sure you guys eat your broccoli. Eat your vegetables and shit like that. Because that shit could keep you healthy as fuck, dude. I mean, I said before. Look, there's stuff that will keep you healthy. Drink your cranberry juice. That would help clear your kidneys and shit. Cauliflower, broccoli, big killer of cancer. It kills cancer. Make sure you eat a big bowl of broccoli. That would kill cancer. Make sure you eat a lot of carrots. That's good for guys. Plenty of water. It'll also it'll also plenish your kidneys, your whole system and shit, guys. I'm just pissed off because even though, look, there's people out there are going to the beach. Okay, can't stand. You can't sit on the ground, read a book. You can't lay back on the beach. You gotta keep fucking moving, folks, or they're gonna lock you up, and they're gonna fine you $1,000. See, when I heard that, oh, generating more revenue, huh, motherfuckers? And now there's this department that's going to be finding people that go to church $500 either per car or per person in the car. Oh wow. This is how they're gonna fuck you now. Fuck you. Going to church, going to the beach. We're gonna find your dumb ass $500 per car, or maybe even per person in the car. Wow, Barney Fife, can you get any stupider and kiss my ass while you're down there fondling my balls? I mean, look, people are starting to wake up. People are starting to take notice, okay? Look up Heart Island. And you know why. Alright, folks, this is good old Grandmaster Evan here. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and if you've got this transmission, you are part of the resistance. Knowledge is free, knowledge is power, as it should be. And please be safe, and take your vitamin D, vitamin C, and I will see you in the next video. Godspeed, older guys. Peace out.